Baby dolls, I can feel it in my loins, my soul, and of course, my earlobes. I got a question earlier in the month from Shani Boo. Shani Boo asked me, my friend Somi, was the previous bear market this bad? Can you please enlighten us with some comparison between both bear markets, previous and current? And I have my response here. I'd like you to know this, okay? So basically, we are exactly where we were in the previous bear market. I know it feels trash. I know we want to feel like, oh my gosh, there was no way it was this bad. Yeah, it was actually this bad. Because when future candles come, they don't tell you ahead of time that they're about to start moving. You don't know that you're going to finish the next 3 months up, for example. There's no warning whatsoever. If there was a warning, that means you had some sort of good edge, and we never have that edge. So I am here to explain, okay? So basically, we need to go up October, November, December, January, February. When you look back over the next 5 months, we have to finish up. And not up by an enormous amount, but it has to be like pretty big. Like I'm thinking plus 100% for all the altcoins. And you think plus 100%, that's a lot. No, they're not, because they're down 90%. You know, it's not that much of a big move whatsoever. Okay. And if we did go up that much, we would just match the previous bear market. Okay. So we don't need to actually like super rocket up 2, 3, 4x plus, right? Actually, plus 100% is a 2x. That's about as much as we need. And that's over 4 to 5 months. But then after we reach that, you're probably going to wonder what happens next. Well, then we need the acceleration of friendship. So this is the total altcoin chart right now. If you want to look back on the previous altcoin, remember when we had the top in the previous bear market, it took about 1,150 days to get back to that top. So I want to remind you, the real altcoin mania top was in April 2021, April to May 2021. That was Dogecoin mania. But the actual theoretical top up here was later on, November 2021. Why is that? Well, you had Cardano and you had BNB. They were basically flushing upwards. You also had SHIB as well. Those three primarily pushed the market caps to new heights up there. So if you just go forward and you do 1,150 days, you actually have a clearance of to the end of 2024. But that's clearing the all-time high. So we don't actually care while we sit on our squeaky chairs to get back to the all-time high. I know it's coming and we pray it comes fast, but we don't actually really get happy at that point. We get happier much earlier. So what I want to show you is just this zone right here. So if you look back to this zone, I would say around DeFi 2020. When DeFi 2020 came, that was when, okay, there has been a shift out of the bear market and into a new mindset, a mindset of straight backs, orange juice, multiple ice cubes in the cup. And that time is about, I would say, 900 days. So if we do 900 days from that worst point up here, 900 days, baby dolls, is the Bitcoin halvening. That's why I mentioned to you, we need to go up for the next 5 months. Because if you go back and you look here, yeah, we had the zombie virus, okay, but you don't have to discount. You have to really count that because that was such a black swan shock, okay, because you had such a collapse in the GDP unforeseen by a world zombie virus, and they had to print the difference. And that's why the market didn't know how to interpret it in the instantaneous moment, okay? So, yeah, we might get wars, we might get bad stuff happening, but they won't be black swans. It's because we can see them coming. You just need a bit of time for them to kind of calculate it. So we would need roughly this period right here. You see this zone here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need it to just keep going up. Now, if you go and look down here, this is a total altcoin index, by the way, removing Bitcoin, Ethereum. You need basically, you see this is about 135%. It's about a 2.3x, right? But you got to look at this, right? If you do this part 135%, from that point to the top of the bull, you get a 9x. You see that? So the first 2x is what really makes you feel like relief, where you're like, okay, we need to get out. So that's exactly where we are right now. If you wanted to just do this worst point, by the way, we always hope that it's the earlier point. If you do the earlier point, then look at this. We're already around 900 days now. But that's why I like to take the conservative measure because, what if we get unfortunate events and we have to hold longer than we think? So I hope that clarifies it for you. We are exactly where we need to be. And fingers crossed, right? The net result over the next 5 months, we're praying that as we move into March, April 2024, we've got friendship, kindness, straight posture, and we're eating jelly beans together. And I want to remind you too. So when the new year comes, we're going to have our ears perked up. You're going to grab your right hand and touch your left ear and perk it up to the roof because we're going to have to be super careful about the new coins that come out. There's going to be new communities. There's going to be new projects. By the way, they're all going to be trash. They're all going to be grifts. I like Arthur Hayes' bullishness on AI. Maybe AI is enough to get everybody in. Now, why I'm starting to pivot into this AI mindset, and that's just because with AI, you can tell that the normies, the stonk marketers, I can see them investing millions of dollars into VC projects in our crypto land. And I think they will just throw money away because they just don't know what's going on. They go, oh, AI, artificial intelligence, right? And if you've liked, subscribe, press the belly button and all, you've seen many videos that I've made on this AI. Remember, we don't actually have a real product, friends. You saw the power of friend tech, for example. Like friend tech caught everyone's imagination. It has nothing to do with AI. So we need actual product. We need people to use something and then for it to work, and then everybody starts to speculate. So this is what happened on the tail end of the bull market. So I bought Colt. I bought it before everyone else and I posted it, okay? February 2022. I said, hey, I bought Colt with a micro bullet, etc. So this was the type of stuff that was popping off. And trust me, I want to relive these moments. It's just that there's so many scams, man. We're just still a bit too early. A lot of people have jumped the gun and unfortunately, they're not even around to tell you the stories because they've just left the industry, okay? Now, what happened was as soon as Colt, by the way, Colt literally did 100x. Bang, just went straight, 100, pop, 100x. It was just absolutely insane, all right? And I was not impressed. Why? There were influencers shilling it at the literal top, saying this is new paradigm, this is different, etc., etc. And I'm like, man, I don't think so. This thing's gone 100x in like 4 days. What are you talking about, the new paradigm, okay? So, but this is what happens, man. And then it took 400 days to make the bottom. 400 days. And people were telling me, hey, it's down, it's at a discount, it's 70%. I'm like, nah, man, like these things, they retrace 90% plus. It's a tough game, right? But this can only happen after Bitcoin's gone up, all right? So people became cult believers when? After the green candles appeared. It's the same principles over and over again. We have to see these playing out, okay? Nobody wants to believe in the depression phase. You understand? Everybody's sad and they're fighting and we're angry. You got to buy in the depression and hold. That's it. We're not going to cave our strategy just because some person says, oh, well, I'm making money. I'm making money getting short and I've got this strategy. Friends, you know when these people say they're making money, go ask them the percentage they're making. You'll flip out because you'll see psychologically like, oh my God, this person's made money 5 months in a row. But then you go talk to them and they're like, okay, they made plus 12%, Oh, and they made another month plus like 8%. And they made another month like, plus 6%, okay? What are these joke returns, by the way? So you think they're making this on top of a 10x. No, they're not, okay? They're not doing that because they're hedged. They're fornicating with stable coins. And don't forget the backdrop of all of these, okay? Now, I posted this all the way back in September. All right, this is the US debt to GDP. So this is where things are going to get a bit cute, right? So the debt's going up. The debt's going to keep going up and they're going to keep printing money. And I know we think, I've shown you many times on my videos, we're going to see the debt go up and people are going to think we're going to have the biggest bull market that we've ever had. Nominal dollar value, yes. But in terms of ROI, return on friendship, nowhere near, okay? Too many people know that crypto is not a scam now. Too many people are already in. And remember what I told you, the secret to markets is positioning. So we are going to be ready for that. A lot of people aren't. That's how they're going to get caught with their pants down. They're going to be partying and they go like, oh my gosh, they printed 4 trillion in the zombie virus. But now, if you look at this, okay, now they're going to have to print 10 trillion. So people think they're going to get a 2.5 times bigger multiplier from the previous bull market. No, you're not. You're not going to get that, friends. It's all about the network effect and the people in there. The people are smart. The people are kind. The people are always on my mind. The people already know they're pricing in the future already. Okay, this is completely different to what you think. You think they print money and then the dollar floats in. No, There are insiders and there are people in the markets who are already positioning for this. They're getting in early now. That's what we are. That's why we're buying and holding. Okay, so now this, with all this war stuff going on, it makes you think things about these, makes you think about these things differently, all right? Even with these debt spikes coming on. So I want you to know we're in good hands. So we understand this. So yes, I'm still super bullish, but it doesn't mean, okay, we're just bullish to no ends. No. The good thing is, and it's kind of sad, it's bullish enough to trap a new wave of people, hundreds of millions of people coming in. They're going to be buying the tops again. That's all we want, okay? But we already know we're going to be grounded with our results and expectations. So don't forget, right? We had 2 years of very trash returns in long-end bonds, okay? Let's say the worst bond bear market in 200 years, just down and down and down. The government needs to refinance these. The government has $7 trillion of debt that it has to roll over in 2026. There is literally no way to make up the difference. The US of A, maybe you've heard of this wonderful country. They made about $4 trillion in the previous fiscal year. The whole tax revenue, that's everybody, $4 trillion. How on earth are they going to pay a $7 trillion debt coming literally out of nowhere? Well, now you know they can't. They're going to have to print. So you put all these together, you're the worst bond market in 200 years. Remember, bonds are important. It's how the governments raise money to spend on the economy. That's why they will do yield curve control. They are going to do all these new, different multiple letter words like BTFP, Poopie, PP, Poopie, all these other stuff, Batman symbols going around. Who the hell cares? They're doing the same thing. They print money, they put money into an account, and they try to pay off the interest. They're trying to do things differently, but we all know the game and how it ends. So what I love seeing is the confidence we have, because this is all playing out. It's part of the cycle. It's actually nothing new. And that's exactly what we want to see. Everybody thinks they're a special, unique snowflake, and they're going to let their emotions get the better of them when the big green candles come. But we won't. Why? Because we're peanut brains. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Tell mum and dad you do love and appreciate them. I'm going to catch you next one.